We had balconies on the second and third levels. Somebody lived, there was an apartment downstairs where somebody lived for a while. Then the house was our own. Kitchen was down on the lower level. That was the master bedroom balcony, I believe. No, the second floor was the master bedroom. The third floor was the kids' playroom area. Here's the old Volvo. We're on our way to Strasbourg. Famous wine, women, and sometimes song. Turn up the record, Michael. There's the famous Strasbourg Cathedral. Was under repair for like the 6 years that we were in Europe. I don't think it ever got fixed. And flags all around Strasbourg. It was like a continual party festival there. Right on the border of Germany, on the Rhine River, flowing north and south, right in front of Strasbourg's door. In fact, that's the border between Germany and France at that point, is the Rhine River. They had a very famous clock in Strasbourg, in the cathedral, that did a multitude of things, and every hour they'd have a tour. A guide would explain what it was doing inside. This looks like some more scenes of Oktoberfest. I wonder if this was the Stuttgart Oktoberfest. This is still reel number 18. It's been cut back. I'll have to do some splicing here. Maybe put 18A on the back of this. Yeah, this is another Oktoberfest. Oh, this must be the Stuttgart Oktoberfest. This is where Tommy and Michael had their first rides on a roller coaster. Grotesque. And there's the Fiat 850. Car used to hit Volkswagens. It just loved to hit Volkswagens. This looks like the American School in Berblingen. Panzer Kaserne. That's what it is. We're going to the movies. 101 Dalmatians was probably a brand new movie at that time. 1970. Today is January 2nd, 1986. We've just come back from a couple hours at the Yakusuni Shrine in Tokyo. Michael is visiting. You've heard him on the reels describing what's been going on a little bit before this. Oh, and we are now coming back, or going to England to meet the listeners. I think this was coming back. We took the boat over and the hovercraft back, and these were some of the scenes on our way to and from, going through France. Signs to Luxembourg. In fact, this might be Luxembourg. I think we stopped in Luxembourg on the way back. Caught the ferry over in Dover and hovercraft back through France, through northern France. This is Luxembourg. Beautiful scenes here. With all these mountains and ambush areas. Beautiful scenery. Don't know how this is going to come out on the tape. I'm taping it in pretty... It's a lot of glare coming in through the window behind where the camera is now. Probably not the best way to face this whole thing, but it's difficult to set up the camera and the projector. Oh, this is the Luxembourg Cemetery outside of the city of Luxembourg, an American cemetery. A lot of crosses and stars. General Patton was buried here in fact, he may still be buried there. Patton's Jeep blew up not too far from this location in Luxembourg. A lot of discussion about whether or not that was sabotage, or since the war was over, he was no longer the positive factor. He was becoming a negative factor in the peace negotiations with the Russians. Very aggressive man. Very impressive cemetery, very solemn. Frank was killed in France after the Normandy invasion. He took part in the Normandy invasion, was in the tank corps and was killed, and might have been buried in this cemetery for 6 or 7 years before he was brought back to the United States, about 1950, I believe. Aunt Marion has those records. And I'm working on the genealogy program. Eventually I'll have that accurately recorded. Well, he is buried there, right. Oh, and here are some of the titles that we made later on. This title was probably made in Paris, but it's about our trip to Furtwangen. We sent clocks to the States. Half a dozen people got cuckoo clocks, and the cuckoo clock that we kept for ourselves is now hanging in... Tommy had it in his apartment in Clarkston for a while, 6604 something Lane, while he was going to DeKalb University. And here we are on our way to Furtwangen. Beautiful scenery all around this part of southern Germany. It's actually in the Black Forest, Schwarzwald. Water fountain right across the street from where we bought the clocks. It was a Sunday and there were just a few shops open, and they put them in beautiful wooden boxes, and we shipped them off to various people in the United States. Friends and loved ones around the world receive their wonderful cuckoo clocks from Germany. Every good German family, as Volker says, has their cuckoo clock. And there are the kiddies having a good old time. Margie, Tommy, Furtwangen Castle, Volvo, famous scenes. Get that again. Volvo scenes were some of the best we ever took. Look at that. There were the kids sitting in the back of the Volvo, with the chair faced backwards. Kids having a good old time. And here comes the boys and the girls and Mrs. Moulier. Where are we now? This is somewhere in Germany, obviously. Hohenzollern, I think. This is Hohenzollern. Oh, yes. One of the most beautiful castles in Germany is in southern Germany. You walk through some beautiful gateways. High up on top of a hill, you could see this for miles and miles coming down. The owners still live there, a very famous family. Caryn has her hair all done up beautifully in a bun. Look at that scenery. You could just see this castle for 20 miles in any direction. Boys are singing happy birthday to you. I think it was Thanksgiving time. Might have been around my birthday, I don't know. This is still... Now wait a minute, we arrived there in 70. So this is still the first few months that we were in Germany. Caryn's behind Michael there, riding on the cannon. Michael's got a good grip on it. Doing a good job. There goes Tommy climbing up on the other side. Doing fine, Tommy boy. There's a view from inside the castle, looking out through one of the stained glass panels. That's a sign of Hohenzollern Castle. That's not the castle there. Okay, it is real number 20 here. October 10th, 1971, we're at Panzer Kaserne watching some free-fall parachute jumps put on by the military for, must have been around Easter time. I guess they were just doing some nice tourist things for the people. And we were there watching with the kiddies. There go the parachute jumpers up in a helicopter. They went up to about 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 feet. Caryn is being put onto her free fall parachute harness. This was very dangerous. It took a lot of guts to do what Caryn and the other kids did. They jumped out of that contraption. A kid a few minutes before had gotten stuck halfway down. This is the airborne guy.